Hi, my name's Seth Stefanik, and I'm a co-owner and chef at the Los Conejos Food Truck and Micro Pop-Up Concepts. A little bit of my background history is that I'm from Cheyenne originally, and then when I was 18, I went to culinary school in Jackson Hole. I stuck around Jackson Hole and decided I liked to travel from there, and I kind of fell into the niche of becoming a traveling chef from that point. From there, I moved from Jackson Hole to the Pocono Mountains and outside New York, and then I just traveled around and experienced a lot of culture in between the time periods of being a resort chef. So then after that, I moved to Louisiana and opened up a restaurant out there, and got to eat a lot of good food and experience a lot of cool culture in New Orleans and in Shreveport. And then after that, I decided to go to Prince of Wales Island, Alaska, and as the sous chef at a fine high-end fishing lodge. So I got to, forage for mushrooms and go and catch a bunch of fish and forage for razor clams and different stuff like that. After that, I moved back to Jackson Hole for a while, and then I came back to Cheyenne to visit for a while. And a friend had told me about a local restaurant opening called the Metropolitan. So I went in and I toured around and really fell in love with the venue there. And it kind of gave me an idea that Cheyenne was starting to bring some cooler things to town and stuff. And from that point on, I decided to stick around. And I met my business partner, Juan Coronado, there. And from there, we developed a really great relationship, and the pandemic happened and we got to experience that together. And during that time period, we both got laid off from our jobs, and then West Edge Collective was nice enough to let us borrow their food truck during that time period, in which we kind of started developing our own concept, and that was called Micro Pop-Up Concepts, which we had spent a little bit of time, thinking about before. And through that brand, we started doing chef-driven pre-order pickups and stuff like that for a time period when people weren't able to eat at restaurants or go out. It was kind of like an experience, that kept people's minds occupied during that time period. And then as things opened up, we decided that the food truck needed, maybe a more solid day-to-day menu to go to different local breweries and pop-ups around town. And that's where we developed the Los Conejos Food Truck brand, which is a standard regular food truck menu, street food fusion of tacos, sliders, and bowls. Going around and living all those different places, I got to experience a lot of cool cultures of those places, of New York City and New Orleans and Alaska, and I just really fell in love with the cultures of those places. And now being back here in Cheyenne has been very inspiring to, get all the nostalgia of the place that I grew up and recognize what a great culture we have here in Cheyenne. And that's why I've decided to stay and live here as my main home now.